Hello and good day. Welcome to our video channel, God's Promises. And today's video will be Numbers chapter 4. Let's get started now. Numbers chapter 4 is an important chapter in the Old Testament that provides valuable teachings and lessons. This chapter focuses on the duties and responsibilities of the Kohathites, a clan of the Levites who were responsible for carrying the most sacred objects of the tabernacle. The chapter begins with God instructing Moses and Aaron to take a census of the Kohathites between the ages of 30 and 50 who were eligible for service. The Kohathites were responsible for carrying the Ark of the Covenant, the table of showbread, the lampstand, the altar of incense, and the utensils used in the sanctuary. However, the Kohathites were not allowed to touch the sacred objects directly. Instead, they were to use special coverings made of blue cloth to cover the objects, and then carry them on their shoulders using poles made of acacia wood. If the Kohathites were to touch the objects directly, they would be in danger of death. One of the key teachings from this chapter is the importance of reverence for the sacred. The Kohathites were entrusted with carrying the most holy objects of the tabernacle, and they had to do so with great care and reverence. They were not allowed to touch the objects directly, and they had to use special coverings to protect them. This reminds us of the importance of treating sacred objects and spaces with respect and reverence. Another teaching from this chapter is the importance of obedience to God's commands. The Kohathites were given specific instructions on how to carry the sacred objects, and they had to follow these instructions exactly in order to avoid the danger of death. Similarly, we are called to obey God's commands in our own lives, even if they may seem difficult or challenging. In terms of day-to-day applications, there are several lessons that can be drawn from this chapter. Firstly, it reminds us of the importance of treating sacred objects and spaces with respect and reverence. Whether it be in our religious practices or in other areas of life, we must recognize and honor the sacred in our midst. Secondly, this chapter emphasizes the importance of obedience to God's commands. Even when we may not fully understand the reasons behind God's instructions, we must trust in His wisdom and follow His commands in order to live a life that is pleasing to Him. Finally, this chapter also reminds us of the importance of teamwork and cooperation. The Kohathites had to work together in order to carry the sacred objects of the tabernacle, and they had to rely on one another in order to ensure that the objects were carried safely and with care. Similarly, we too must work together with others in order to achieve our goals and make a positive impact on the world around us. In conclusion, Numbers chapter 4 provides important teachings on the importance of reverence for the sacred, obedience to God's commands, and teamwork and cooperation. The Kohathites were entrusted with carrying the most holy objects of the tabernacle, and they had to do so with great care and reverence. This reminds us of the importance of treating sacred objects and spaces with respect and reverence. Additionally, the Kohathites had to obey God's commands and work together in order to carry the objects safely, which reminds us of the importance of obedience and teamwork in our own lives. Thank you for visiting us today. Please share with us your favorite Bible chapter below in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help our channel grow. Looking forward to see you back here for our next video. Always take good care.